Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Cruz, and this is a story of how I became a more outgoing person. Believe it or not, it took a life and death situation for me to become a more outgoing person than I usually am. Here you can see I was an adorable Dracula baby. A Dracula baby which did not know how to talk, but talked in gestures. According to week 8's lecture, biologically my lexical development should suggest that I should have a word chosen by now. However, I didn't start speaking until the age of 4, which is approximately 48 months. This image represents my brother Brian and myself very well. I've always looked and act nervous when I'm told to do something I'm not familiar with, while my brother tends to be more confident in himself and outgoing when he's asked. As you can see in the picture, I'm very uncomfortable and my body language suggests I'm very shy. One thing I come to realize that I tend to play with my hands and fingers when I'm shy or uncomfortable with the situation. I tend to close my hand very tight when I'm usually uncomfortable for 3 to 5 minutes. Being the nervous kid that I was, I often imitated my brother to get more confident like he was. This falls into the line with social learning theory developed by Albert Bandura. My brother was often praised for his achievements, and observing him made me want to be like him. I often imitated what he said, what he dressed like, and when we were kids, my parents would always dress us the same, so that's kind of where I got my imitation from as well, as was getting the same haircut. I know, my adorableness does not settle down. To be honest, observing my brother really did help a lot, especially during elementary and middle school. We were 2 years apart, so I would often walk to school with my brother and walk home as well. I hanged out with him when I could until I made my friends, but it was kind of hard, especially since we moved to a different city and a different school in my last year of elementary. Here's the last image of me attending my elementary school in Los Angeles before I moved to Compton, California. As you can see, I am from Hispanic origin, moreover Mexican American. My elementary school had an annual Hispanic celebration for us Hispanic kids, and typically we were paired up with a female student that we get to choose on our how to dance traditional Hispanic music. I was accompanied by my very good friend during this event. Her and I knew each other since first grade, and it was an honor to dance with her. Now, this relates to cultural anthropology because typically in most Hispanic households, the gender hierarchy slash roles are based off machismo masculinity, such as the male having absolute authority over the female and takes the lead of the household. However, for me, my father raised me to be more masculine and hyper masculine, such as being assertive, yet willing to be open with one's feelings and others, and be open minded as opposed to being closed minded. So when I moved to Compton, California for my last year of elementary, I had to make new friends. My brother wasn't there to help me out or guiding me because we lived 2 years apart, so he was already in middle school. Not like every other elementary slash middle school, I was subjected to bullying. I did not handle bullying well, especially since I didn't know how to speak up for myself nor stand up for myself. I was very sad and uncomfortable to go to school, and it made it harder for me to even want to go to school. And even when I made it to middle school, my brother was already graduating, and I had to settle in and make new friends again because my other friends from elementary went to other middle schools. None of my relatives that I lived near were my age, so I was really just left to middle school by myself, and I didn't make friends until late 7th grade. However, a huge event in my life made me from being shy and timid to not going and not take life for granted. That event was my summer vacation. As you can see, there's a lot of activities to do in Catalina Island based off my montage video of my vacation. All jokes aside, there are many various activities to do in Catalina Island. Fortunately, we didn't have the pictures of us doing those activities during the time. However, in this image, this is when we're taking things a bit slow and we're just sightseeing from down below the hills. Eventually, we want to take our tour up in the hills, and we decided to go up the hills and do some sightseeing from there. So you can imagine, my family and I were having a very good time up in the hills in California. We were sightseeing, we were taking pictures of one another, everything was going well. However, it all came downhill. Literally, when all of the kids almost fell off the cliff. Here we see a picture of me and my family relaxing before the incident happened. So my father decided to take a picture of all the kids on the golf carts until one of us, cough cough, Vanessa, cough cough, pushed the emergency brake down, releasing the cart, and the cart started going downhill. So, from my point of view, the cart went down pretty fast, and as a child, I was very petrified. I couldn't move, I couldn't think at the time, and I was just very scared. Until the moment came where I just decided that I needed to get off this death machine and didn't risk jump. If I didn't time my jump right, I could have seriously fell off that cliff since there's no railing, and this could have been me. Eventually, I did the jump. I landed safely. I said nailed it, but then I worried for the others. But by the time I realized it, my father and his friend were able to catch up to the golf cart, and they stopped the cart, and the day was saved. The aftermath left me a bit shaken up. However, realizing that everyone was safe and alive, it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would be, and it kind of left me open-minded to things. Kind of learned that even though things may seem bad at the moment, you can always take some good out of that experience and learn from it. And this helped me a lot with my social life and bullying throughout middle and high school. Made me more social and outgoing and not to take life for granted. Who knew a life and death situation could change an antisocial kid like me to a more social outgoing guy right now? Life, it always finds a way. After the events of that incident, I became more social towards others and made more friends than I expected. I still imitated my brother here and there for quite some time before he graduated from high school. As you see in this picture, he had long hair, so I had long hair. He wore a lot of black, I wore a lot of black, and we listened to a lot of rock back in our high school years. And I still do. This image brings back very cherished memories from my senior year in high school. Everyone in this picture I met either through my first year of high school all the way to my senior year. I connected through them by taking the same course, meeting them through other friends, or after school programs. This plays alongside the theory of Hersey's social bond theory. His theory suggests that if an individual has good bonds and positive reinforcement, they are likely not to commit bad behavior, which in my case, attending after school programs and being in clubs kept me away from all the negativity surrounding the community. I was able to make bonds with everyone in this picture. They are all very good social bonds, especially during the time of race riots occurring throughout school. If it weren't from that incident pushing me into becoming an outgoing person, I would have not met or created these social bonds with everyone in this image. It's nice to see how life finds a way to push you into becoming a better person and the results you get from it. From being a silent infant to a silent, timid child to an outgoing teenager and now a mature and sophisticated young adult. I think I'm doing just fine with my human development.